It really does look like woke Cold War is on the offing, which is pretty great. Did you see that there's a Uyghur like wing of Al Qaeda that the was involved that's been involved in Afghanistan since the fucking since 9/11, before 9/11, and which the U.S. military waged a offensive specifically against in 2018 in Afghanistan, has now been taken off of the the terrorist watch list. It's no longer a terrorist group. I mean, fuck. I don't really think there's going to be a war, but you certainly see how the momentum in both parties, this is where it's very important, is towards some sort of confrontation of China. And it really is interesting. Like, there was this spurious case that Trump was like an anti-interventionist, remember? That Trump counted as the peace candidate. And there are a bunch of people who say that's still true because they're convinced that Hillary Clinton would have like gone to war in Syria if she'd been in charge. And I mean, who knows? But on the big question that's on the horizon of China, the one that really matters, on that one, Bush and Biden are on the same page. And there is a totally coherent, broad, right-wing, Q-pilled argument for why we got to go to war with China, just as there is a woke, pink-washed one. And, I mean, look at the way that look at Ben Garrison to understand how, if you get another right-wing government in there, that they're not going to cool down the rhetoric about China. It's only going to continue ratcheting up. Is that he always has Xi like as a demonic eminence gris behind Biden and stuff, and it's dumb, but it's coherent. Look at this communist country that wants to undermine America. They have all this money, and look, our Democrats have been selling them our debt and all this, and you can just pull out yellow peril stuff. And then you got Biden talking about how we need to win the competition for the 21st century, which is insane. And that's why no politics that's fixated on tracking like momentum and influence within the two-party system is worth anyone's time as anything other than as a entertainment, like keeping up with the ball scores. Because at the real points of the real consequential issues and like the conflict with China, that shit is like at the very tip top. Because not only is that's more than anything the framework for the continued justification for our military structure. It's also a genuine live resource contest, like we had during the first Cold War. And it's ideologically charged too. Now, there's not going to be a war, I don't think, but there's going to be a continued ratcheting of hostility to create like this conditions of a war minus the actual catastrophic conflict. And that's going to be the interest of both parties. It's all amenable to both sides.